Andriy Lysenko, the spokesman of the Informational and Analytics Center of the Ukrainian National Defense and Security Council. Шановні пані і панове, в нас знову тут Андрій Лисенко, полковник, речник інформаційно-аналітичного центру РНБО. Дякую.
Доброго дня, шановні.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We continue our briefing about the situation in ATO. With first of all, about MH17, the initial group of experts continues to work to investigate why it crashed down. And the representative of British Bureau of Investigation and European Agency on Security of Flights. They work in the state enterprise for air navigation in Kiev. We prepared the agreement between the National Bureau of Investigation of Aviation crashes and incidents with civilian planes and the Council on Security of Flights from the Netherlands, and we'll give to the Netherlands all powers to investigate the crash. And two first planes with bodies of victims left Kharkiv to the Netherlands. Representative of National Bureau of Investigation of incidents, and they went to the UK to accompany black boxes. Now there are battles to liquidate bandit formations in the east of Ukraine. Armed forces and National Guards of Ukraine, they have a battle not far from Lysenko near the bridge over the Siversky Donetsk River. Today, as a result of active efforts of units of Ukrainian armed forces and other structures involved in anti-terrorist organization, liberated three towns: Karlivka, Metalo, and Pervomaisk of Donetsk region. Over local administrations have raised Ukrainian flags and a symbol of peace that comes back to these towns. And with heroism, Ukrainian armed forces continue the operation, but there are provocation of terrorists. They continue. They shoot with grad system at civilians, and they want to discredit ATO forces. Near Dmitrivka, 4 planes Su-25 supported armed forces of Ukraine and who hold positions on the border of our country. After successful task, Ukrainian pilots they were shooting at them with a strong anti-aircraft system, despite maneuvers and of 2 our planes on the high latitude 5 kilometers. They were attacked, and missiles were shot from Russian Federation territory. Ukrainian military shot down a Russian drone in the area of ATO, not far from Amvrosivka in Donetsk region. With a goal to undermine the economy of eastern regions of Ukraine at the request of Russian Federation, infiltrators destroy and damage infrastructure of Luhansk region. Terrorists mined a building in Luhansk, and also they destroy wheat on fields in Krasnodon district. They burned more than 200 hectares of wheat.
And the territories liberated from terrorists, the works are ongoing for restoration of the transmission lines. According to information of Dniprovoenergo, the energy specialists restored energy transmission in Holy Central Neva village, Donetsk Oblast, in Amrosivka district. Electric power supplies of Oleksiyivka, Zhitenka, Kamyshovacha, Katovsko, Krasnovka, Novoklenivka, Novokurenka, Rudnika were restored in Siversk district. We restored gas, water, and electric power supplies despite threats of terrorists. Local government of Donetsk safely dispatched children for recovery at Svetohirsk Center. 34 people from boarding school at Marinsk that were temporarily staying in Donetsk. Also from Donetsk, children from boarding school number 1, and they went to Zorya Zaporizhzhia Oblast. And this is all the information. Your questions, please.
Rebels claim that they shot down 2 of your aircraft today. Rebels claim they shot down 2 of your aircraft today. What was the make of the aircraft, and what happened to the pilots?
Thank you for question.
According to our preliminary data, they were downed not by terrorists because the launch facilities cannot reach that high. It was done at 5,200 meters. This is the height for anti-aircraft units for the missile complexes or missile units, very powerful units. And that happened in, let me see, in Saburmohila area. This is the area where they were downed. According to our preliminary information, it was done from abroad, from across the border. And we do not know what happened to the crew. We did not disseminate the information because the terrorists haven't announced that they took them prisoners. Search and rescue works have started, and we hope that they are still at large. And the Bogdan Zavada's body, hero of Ukraine, and so whether it will be possible to get such information, we have no such information, but we have preliminary information that today the body with over 18 wounded people in Rostov Oblast. They had to cross the border. And there was another group before them. So this group, this evening, this night, we hope to receive them here in Ukraine. Lieutenant Larachuk 1+1, and they are preparing a counterattack, according to the rumors. Can you send them off? Whatever circle they create, whatever plans they forced, that will be the only end. Victory of the Ukrainian army, and the territory will be liberated. Whatever strategic plans they conceive, it will be destroyed because they lost 3 villages. 3 villages.
You can elaborate on why it is that you think, or you guys seem pretty convinced that it did come from the other side of the border, this attack on the jets, given that, as you've been saying the last few days, that the rebels, the separatists do have anti-aircraft capability, as we saw with Malaysia Airline Flight 17. So I'm wondering why you think, or you guys are so sure this came from the other side of the border.
According to our preliminary information, I said, because there are certain data, and we can make draw some conclusions, but there is no final information on the actual offender, and the investigation is now arranged for that, and we'll share the finalized information with you. First row. Dmitry Lukashov, European Council for Belarus, Minsk. If you have information that the two aircrafts were downed from the territory of Russia, Mr. Lavrov, foreign minister of Russia, said that there will be targeted hits against Ukraine. So maybe those targeted hits are the ones that we now experience and observe. I can tell you that this is all the previous information. As soon as we have the finalized information, we'll respond to that in an adequate fashion. I suppose you've received this question on many occasions, but at this point, what's the danger of direct invasion of the Russian army, especially with the use of territory of Belarus, because information resistance of Dmytro counted the number of troops concentrated and deployed in Belarus. I'm not in position to comment on such strategic issues and cannot offer any comment. It's all in the social media, but we operate precise data. That's why we enjoy high profile. And the danger is there isn't a danger. The danger is there. The threat is there. That's why we have this additional conscription, additional draft. Yuri Batusov published this text on the date that in the territory of Dovzhansk and Savur-Mohyla, Brosivka, where we have the hottest spots, more than 50 Ukrainian soldiers lost their lives and 330 were wounded. Why such big casualties? What's the problem if this is true? Yesterday we had that briefing. Head of Department of Healthcare of the Ministry of Defense, according to his information, and it's official. We had 1996 wounded, 400 of them recovered and came back to the service. Over last fortnight, over all the period, over the fortnight, the last fortnight in that area next to the Russian border, I think there's a wrong figures, because after all the period we have 996 wounded people. Half of them are back to service. So is this area, Dovzhansky, Chervonopartizansky, so strategically important because we have this heavy fighting there? Why? What's the necessity to keep our soldiers there? If you look at that spot, that's the corridor where they try to supply from the territory of Russia weapons and ammunition and also combatants. It's very difficult to defend this corridor, but the Ukrainian soldiers have to stay there and suppress this influx. ABC News. We are not military experts. Can you explain the situation with the two downed aircrafts? How can you prove that that was done from the territory of the Russian Federation? Was that at the border or in the depth of 20 to 30 kilometers? Is it the only scenario? I think there are some grounds for that, but this is not finalized. This is not yet an accusation. This is just a version. These are preliminary data because the terrorists are armed with the movable anti-aircraft systems, units that can hit as high as 1,500 meters. It's if the weather is clear, everything is in fine. But the aircraft were hit at 5,200, and that takes a very powerful anti-aircraft system. Terrorists have no such professionals for the precision in question. Legal Business Inform, is there information and details on capture of the general who was selling secret information on the routes of our troops. I have no such information. What's the surname? Do you know? I can clarify this issue if you tell me the name. Are there any further questions? I'll try to pass in the mic to you. The question is, Alexander Durak, the 5th channel, do you confirm the information that Adar battalion captured battalion commander Alexander Khodakivsky from Vostok terrorist battalion, but all the prisoners and captured during the fight? This information goes to the Security Service of Ukraine, and then they interview, interrogate, take the testimonies, and then we promulgate this information. At this point, we cannot do that. Another question from the journalist in the last room. Jan.
Pardon from Reuters. Quick question, just to clarify one more time about these two jets. You said that as far as you're aware, the rebels didn't have the capability to shoot down a plane flying this high. They have, however, in your version, managed to shoot down this airliner, which was flying at a considerably higher height than you say they're capable of shooting down. What has happened to that capability, in your view? What's changed?
Thank you for question.
The point is that the unit was transferred to the territory of Ukraine from the territory of Russia for the purpose of downing Antonov 26, the transport airlift crafts for supplies of ammunition, foodstuffs, and weapons. The last question in the first row. The walk of facts and events of the week. Mr. Lysenko, in Donetsk and Luhansk Oblast, are there any movements of machinery like SAO and T-72? I cannot tell you about this. I can tell you about the destroyed machinery. Those were GRAD units, armored personnel carrier T-64 BV, as far as I remember. The tank, loads of ammunition. The grenade launcher, anti-tank grenade launcher, and the anti-tank and landmines.
As to other weapons, I'm not ready to inform you what weapons terrorists have. As soon as we have new samples, we will show that to you.
Just for the third time of asking, can you please confirm that the Russian army has shot down 2 of your planes today?
Thank you for questions.
As a version, this is just an initial data that from territory of Russia they launched missiles to strike our planes, to shoot them down. That's one of the ideas or of the versions we have to consider. One more clarification. Could terrorists have more of those anti-aircraft systems book? I am not ready to say that. In the morning briefing, you told that you have information about what is happening on Russian territory and on the terrorists. But do you observe? Do you have any? Do you monitor the situation in Belarus and maybe trainings, maybe tests? We have that information, but it's not public. Thank you. He will come tomorrow and he will brief us at 12:30.